All right. So good evening, everyone. We're back now. So I actually missed you guys. So today we have an event and it's called Beyond the Bank, Turning Bank Savings into Investments. So this is in partnership with Lemonade. So I am Aaron and together with me here is Jared. So hi ka naman, Jared.
Hi guys.
All right. So next slide, please. Okay, so our event today is entitled Beyond the Bank, Turning Bank Savings into Investments. Why? Because right now kasi, the current economic backdrop kasi is that interest rates are falling. So we might want to consider alternative investments. I know a lot of you guys here are a huge fan of digital banks as a form of investment, right? But we also have to consider that these run on promotional interest rates kasi, meaning to say these are not sustainable and it will go down sometime in the future. So next slide, please. So that's why we have to consider other forms of investments. So, but before that, let's tackle the question first. Why should you invest? So ako kasi, if you were to ask me that question, I invest for the betterment of my family and friends, yung buhay nila. And obviously, like when I semi-retire early, I want to have the financial freedom, financial security that I don't worry about money anymore, right? So, ikaw ba, Jared, what's your dream retirement plan or what's your dream goal financially?
For me, I guess it's to have uh overflowing wealth that I can just work whenever I want to, or I can help the people I want to help and spend time with the people I want to spend time.
Very nice
Yeah.
answer. So, I hope you guys, syempre, if yung mga dream life goals nyo, comment nyo naman, just share it with us also. All right, so next slide, please. But obviously, we all know why should we invest, right? Pero why don't Filipinos actually invest? So let's go through. These are some of the excuses that my friends tell me all the time. So next slide, please. Let's go through them one by one. So first misconception is that it's too risky. Pero this chart shows na the risk is actually in not investing. So if you have 50,000 today, by 10 years, its actual value or its purchasing power is only 37,200. And then 20 years from now, that value of if your 50,000 is now 27,684 pesos. So assuming a 3% inflation rate, lumiliit yung purchasing power mo every year up until na almost mga lahati na siya by year 20. So imagine how scary that is, right? And actually, yung Yum Burger nun is parang 16 pesos lang 20 years ago, pero ngayon, how much? It's 45 already. So, and Filipinos are not ready for retirement kasi. So, on average, Filipinos only have 3.6 months of income for retirement and a 5,000 peso average monthly pension from the SSS. So these numbers are way below to support one's lifestyle, especially if you are to support a family pa. So next slide, please. So the next misconception is I don't have enough money. All right. So I don't have enough money, no? So next slide, please. Pero this slide just shows you now with as little as 1,000 pesos per month invested, and you invest that over 40 years with an annual return of 8% na growth rate. So ang total contribution mo nun is 480,000. So what will that be? So that's going to amount to a total of 3.1 million pesos. Again, I repeat, 3.1 million pesos, which is 6.45x of your money. Now, baka sabi ng iba sa inyo, that's not enough for retirement pa di ba? Especially baka may family to support pa. So imagine if invest na 1,000 per month yung invest mo, try to make it 10,000, and then 30 million na yon. And you get my point, di ba? As you put more into your investments every month, the numbers are going to go crazier and crazier. So this slide naman or this table just shows na how much to invest to have 5 million by 65 years old. What I would like to point out here is that time is one of your best friends when it comes to investing. The earlier you start, the better. Pero you can't start 10 years ago, right? Kasi in the past na eh. So the next best thing is to start now. My case in point is that if you invested uh, 25 years old, just 1,600 lang kailangan mo ilagay to reach 5 million by 65. Tapos 3,700 peso per month na yung kailangan mo ilagay if you started at 35. 9,100 peso per month if you start at 45. And kapag 28,700 naman if you start at 55 years old. So the number you need to invest every month grows bigger and bigger the later in life you start. Next slide, please. And this table just shows that every 1% matters. I mentioned the earlier slide, it's very important that you start early, right? And this slide shows us naman the importance of how just 1% makes a lot of difference in terms of how much money you can make. So, for example lang, if you have an initial investment of 100,000, tapos 10% yung rate of return mo every year, that's 672,749. Pero dagdagan mo lang ng 1%, it's 800,000. Dagdagan mo pa ng 1%, it's 960,000. And you get my point. Just add 1%, 1% until you reach 15%. The number is now 1.6 million. So just compare 670,000 to 1.6 million. Quite a big difference if you ask me. Okay, but the third misconception is I don't know where to begin. So among all the other misconceptions, this is actually one of the most valid one. Okay, next slide, please. There. Ayan. So this is actually one of the most valid one kasi I myself recognize back when I was starting to invest and trade 8 years ago, marami ng online materials out there or marami naman nagtuturo eh. The problem is uh, I don't know which ones are sino ba dapat yung paniwalaan ko or sino ba dapat yung hindi, 'di ba? I can't validate sino ba yung trustworthy and not. That's why we recognize this problem and we want to help you guys. That's why we started the investing club. So you just follow Dragonfly's research team as we manage and grow the passive income portfolio. So one of the features of this one are the trade alerts. So our research team determines the best companies out there na under their buy ranges. And then they issue trade alerts on what to buy or sell. And then we also have our own analysis and research reports that very comprehensive also made by our research team that you guys can read on para may investing ideas din kayo. And we also provide educational materials, educational articles on our mobile app. So next slide, please. And so we recognize na sometimes kasi people like to be around the same community, diba? The same people with the same mindset to grow. That's why we onboarded the top creators out there in the financial literacy space. So we have Mercado Bercada, Investing PH, Stocksilog, um, MoneyWise Engineer, One for the Money, Kuya John Investing. So these are all the other one of the best creators out there, and then we put their educational material on our mobile app. Okay, and then this is one of the most important ones, one of the most useful ones in my opinion. Ito yung favorite ko. So these are the signature portfolios. Kasi ano ba tong signature portfolios? Basically, I mentioned that we have our creator circle, right? They're very well-versed, knowledgeable in terms of investing. What if I told you that you can quote-unquote copy trade them, copy trade their investments? So while you are still learning on how to invest, pwede na kayong may babasehan na kayo on what to invest, tama? So for example lang, si Investing PH, he has Ayala Land on his portfolio. If Ayala Land is still under the acceptable buy range criteria, it will pop up sa signature portfolio ni Investing PH. And so you can copy and buy that stock also. So it's important na nilagay namin na it's under the buy range because we don't want people to be chasing prices, diba? Because you have to buy those stocks, good quality stocks, at the right prices also. Aside from that, we also have our diversified category leaders. So we have different sectors in the Philippine stock market, right? May banking, may consumer goods, etc., etc. So we handpick the best stocks under each sector. Tapos nakalagay na sila dito sa diversified category leaders. So that you guys, hindi na kayo mahihirapan in looking for the best companies under different sectors. And the last is the dividend harvest portfolio also, which I'll explain later on. Okay, the later on is now. The dividend harvest portfolio is this one. So ano nga ba yung dividend harvest portfolio? So basically, we deploy the dividend investing strategy wherein we uh, deploy our money. We put our money kasi to where our mouth is. So ang ginagawa namin is we allocated 100,000 of real money and we use that to invest into different companies that pay out good dividends. So isipin mo na lang na parang nag-invest ka tapos every year binabayaran ka nila pabalik. So that's what dividends are. So I'm very proud to announce and actually tell you guys that this started last year only. So almost close to a year. It started November 30 of 2023 with a total capital of 100,000. Tapos naglagay lang ng konti pa ng 22,000. Pero right now kasi the market value of the fund is already at 149,000. Ibig sabihin, we already made 30% return on this portfolio. So obviously, we want you guys na dapat credible din yung kinaka-copy trade na investments nyo, right? So we're very transparent about our performance. So at the mobile app, you can see, you can track real time ano yung binibili namin. And then we issue alerts also on our Viber group para updated kayo on which stocks to buy or to sell. Next slide, please. So this is currently what we're holding for the dividend harvest strategy portfolio. So we have AREIT, we have Globe, MWC, TEL, RCR, CREIT, and BPI. So it's important that you guys just don't buy this blindly. Kasi syempre you still have to do your own homework and you have to wait that they are under the certain buy ranges. So you can check it out at the mobile app. I think Jared will show you guys later. All right. So the next portfolio naman is the strategic growth portfolio. So these are my two favorites actually for the signature portfolio. Kasi syempre, our research team and I myself included, we spent a lot of time thinking about this, kung ano yung mga magandang bilhin, di ba? So what's the difference between the dividend harvest strategy and the strategic growth portfolio? This one kasi is more we take advantage of short-term price movements to make sure na ang target natin dito is capital growth or capital appreciation. Yung kanina kasi is to passively collect dividends. This one, we're trying to time the markets more efficiently, especially with technical analysis also. So this one also, we issue trade alerts also on our Viber group. And sa app also makikita nyo rin siya. But this one, we started only August 30 of this year. And we invested a total of 100,000 pesos. And right now, it's up already by 2.35%. So not too shabby, right? So I mean, it's 2%, pero it's still a new portfolio, right? And what I really like about this is, again, we're super transparent. So if we fail in public. If we make money, we make money in public, diba? So quits lang. Next slide, please. Currently, we're holding Bloom, SMPH, RRHI, Monde, MWC, and BDO. So, next slide, please. All right. So, I mentioned that you can copy trade our investments and the investments of our creator circle. But then, syempre, we also want to educate you guys na, kumbaga, we want you to stand on your own footing also, sometime in the future. That's why we also made a Dragonfly roadmap, complete step by step, from like a newbie, wala ka pang alam for investing or trading, up until you reach to a certain point na, okay, I'm ready to make my own trades. I'm ready to make my own investments. Next slide, please. And if if with all of that, you're still confused, that is totally valid and totally normal. Like me when I was starting, you can avail our Goal Getters program. So you can just scan this QR code to book a consultation with us. Libre lang ito. So what this consultation does is you can actually talk to me, you can talk to Jared, you can talk to Franco, or you can even talk to our CEO, Sir John Lane. So, for example, di ba, baka crush mo si Jared or crush mo si Franco. You wanna schedule a consultation, quote unquote, with them. Di ba? Just kidding. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and this is, did I mention this is free? So I would like to just repeat na this is free. Okay, so scan this QR code, and yeah. All right, so moving forward, so I got you all riled up, I got you all excited. Baka gusto nyo na mag-start mag-invest, di ba? Pero I want to caution you guys lang with these common investing mistakes. Number one. So number one is investing without an emergency fund. Probably mas expert pa kayo here than me, right? Because you guys are really heavy advocates gunning for digital banks, financial literacy. So it's really important to build an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Because if, according to Warren Buffett, your best ally talaga in investing is compounding your wealth, tama. Yung biggest enemy mo naman in investing is withdrawals. So you want to avoid withdrawals as much as possible. That's why if there's emergency, dapat may nakatabi ka ng emergency fund. Next slide, please. And the next mistake is placing all eggs in one basket. That means na, alam mo yun, either you put all your money into just one stock, nag-all-in ka, or you put all your money into one sector or even one asset class. So, how to avoid this one? So, we can avoid this one by doing the opposite. So, you diversify across stocks, sectors, and asset class. Pag sinabi pala nating sectors, these are the different industries. Like, for example, we have banking, we have consumer goods, etc., etc. Pag sinabi naman natin na asset class, pag sinabi natin na asset class, these are like your stocks, your bonds, funds, etc. And wait lang, okay, side note, guys, I just want to remind you na uh, if you have questions, feel free to put it here in the chat box. No? So while I'm explaining stuff, while Jared is talking about things also, pwede namin i-address yung questions nyo na yan later on our Q&A portion at the end. So, yep. Next slide, please. So, the third misconception is fear of missing out. And so, one of the one of the mistakes that I see also, especially with my friends, is this one. So, fear of missing out, or FOMO in short. Just to make a story with you guys. So, I have a friend, and then my friend makes 30% in one stock in just 1 week. Pero I actually talked to him, no? And he made that story, or he made kwento to me. And then sabi niya bad trip siya. So nagulat ako kasi I told him, bro, congrats, you made 30% in just one stock, right? It's a lot of money, or at least a huge amount of return. But then sabi niya bad trip siya. So I was puzzled. Bakit ka bad trip? You made money. And then he told me na because his friend made even more money, made even more money. So kung siya 30%, si friend D naman, he made 60%. So alam mo yun, if we compare ourselves kasi to other people, we're not, it's not going to help us in the first place, and we're not going to be happy as well. Tapos it's just going to lead us to commit to even graver errors. So please avoid that. And also another way to avoid that is to um, realize that the only person you need to outperform is yourself talaga. So stop comparing yourself with other people. So next slide, please. So the next misconception naman is trying to time the market. So I know that this talk is about investing. No? And in investing, even though we advocate for people to buy at the right prices, meaning pag undervalued na sila, it's the point lang is you don't have to overfixate yourself into buying the pinaka-bottom ng chart or pinaka-bottom ng stock price, di ba? So don't try to focus there. And how to avoid this one? Just focus on long-term investing by sticking to one simple strategy. So for example, for us, we advocate the dividend harvest strategy. So you can stick with that na lang. And then the most important one kasi is to consistently invest a fixed amount. So that's more important than trying to time the market. Next slide, please. And I think this is the last one. So the last one is emotional investing. So I think this is one of the hardest things, hardest, most common mistake also, because it's just part of human nature to be emotional. And so trading is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. The difference of between being easy and being simple is kapag simple kasi, you know what you have to do, pero you just can't do it. Pero kapag naman easy siya, you know what to do and you can do it also. So the main difference between easy and simple is the execution. So sa stock market, ganun din. We know naman na how to invest. Pero yung mahirap lang dyan is yung execution kasi we get emotional. So how to avoid this? To avoid this, you have to stop looking at your unrealized profits and losses all the time. That's why ako, ang tinitignan ko lang is yung chart, yung prices. Pero I don't look at the unrealized profit and losses. Okay, so now I'll pass the virtual stage to Jared. So Jared, take it away.
So thanks, Aaron. So now that you have an idea why you should be investing and the common mistakes of investing, the next question to answer is what should I invest in, right? So to answer that, we need to understand first what investable vehicles are available and how we can make money from them. So next. So the first investable vehicle is stocks. So these are a share of ownership in a company, and like any business owner or shareholder, you are entitled to a claim on its assets and earnings. So essentially, if you buy SM stock, you are now a part owner of SM. So which means na kung pumunta ka sa SM department store, you can surprise the staff and tell them, "Uy, ma'am, sir, alam mo ba na ako ang boss mo?" Why? Because again, you're a part owner of SM since you own SM stock, right? So that's what stocks are. So next. So how can I earn from stocks? So there are two ways. So first is price appreciation, then the next is dividends. So what is price appreciation? So let's say bumili ka ng Jollibee at 200 pesos. So if the stock price goes up, so let's say pumunta sa 300 pesos per share, then you're up 50%. So yan ang price appreciation. So dividends naman is when companies decide to share some of its profit with shareholders. So let's say si Jollibee, it decides to pay out 2 pesos per share worth of dividends. So based on the number of shares you own in Jollibee, you'll receive 2 pesos for every share you have of Jollibee. So that's dividends. So let's now talk about the three types of stocks that will earn you dividends. So first is common stock. So common stock is basically yung definition that I presented a while ago. Pero the only difference is in the dividends where it is not fixed and depende na lang yan sa management whether they want to give out dividends in the first place at how much dividends to give. So sometimes there are companies na they want to expand more talaga. So parang they won't give out dividends yet. Pero if, for example, the company is earning a lot of profits, right? Year over year, the profits keep going up, then they can give out dividends or even increase it. So that's for common stock. So next naman, we have preferred stock. So preferred stock naman, it acts like a bond where base bonds, it's redeemable at the maturity date. So it's the same thing, but the difference is you can sell it in the market. So it's like a bond that you can sell in the market. So that's a preferred share. So preferred shareholders naman are prioritized first when it comes to dividend payments. And preferred shareholders also receive a fixed amount of dividends quarterly. So, ayun. Then, another feature of preferred stock is that they are less volatile, but at the same time, they're less liquid than common stock. So, example, you own preferred shares and gusto mo ibenta sa market. Sometimes you might have a hard time selling kasi there's not much buyers on the buying side. So if you want to sell, baka you might push the price of the preferred share down kasi wala masyadong buyers, right? So ayun. So moving on, the third type of stock that will earn you dividends are REITs, or real estate investment trusts. So what are REITs? These are properties packaged into a security. So when you buy the REIT, it makes you a part owner of the properties inside the REIT's portfolio. So example, if you buy a REIT, you become a part owner of Glorieta 1 and 2, right? Then if you buy RCR or Robinson's REIT, right, you become a part owner of Robinson's Cybergate. So that's how it works. So people who invest in REITs naman, they use it as a form of alternative real estate investing. So instead of buying actual real estate, like buying, let's say, an apartment or retail space to rent out, diba? But usually, the most common is like apartment, diba? Or condo. So instead of buying that, you buy the REIT. Why? So if you buy the actual real estate, imagine the hassle of doing the repairs, diba? So parang i-repair mo yung real estate every year, 'di ba? Kasi parang kapag bumagyo, tumutulo, 'di ba? So i-repair mo pa 'yan. Or minsan you have very problematic tenants, 'di ba? Yun ayaw magbayad ng renta, 'di ba? So 'di ba stressful 'yun. So that's what you're able to avoid if you buy the REIT. Instead of going through all the hassle, you just buy the REIT stock, right? Then you simply collect dividends. So that's your form of rental income, diba? So that's how a REIT works. And the good thing about REITs is that they have very high dividend yields compared to most common stock because they are actually required by the REIT law to pay out at least 90% of their taxable income. So, ayun. So, moving on naman. So, aside from stocks, you can also invest in pooled funds. So, what are pooled funds? These are investment vehicles in which fund managers pool funds from investors and invest the funds in various securities to generate returns. So, think of it like this, parang may barkada ka. Tapos, in that barkada, there's one super genius man in finance. Tapos, the rest, parang wala naman silang alam, di ba, sa investing. So, what they'll do is, uy, ikaw man in finance na barkada, you invest for us na, we'll just give you the money, di ba? So, what will happen is, the man in finance, he'll collect the funds from his barkada. Tapos, he'll invest na. So, he'll invest in stocks, whether in bonds, di ba? Tapos, once kumita na siya, he'll just distribute to his barkada the capital plus in returns. So that's how a pooled fund works. And when it comes to pooled funds, next slide. Um, there's usually two types of pooled funds. It's either mutual fund or UITF. But if you ask me, they're exactly the same, with the exception that one has higher fees than the other. And in this case, UITFs actually has lower fees compared to mutual funds. Why that is so? Because mutual funds, they are their own corporation. So every time you establish a mutual fund, that mutual fund is an individual corporation. So, when you run a corporation, madaming overhead yan. So that's why the fees are higher. Unlike UITFs naman, they're managed by a single investment company. So, for example, Manulife, diba, if it has a lot of funds, they're all under Manulife Investment Management. So, they have that economies of scale. That's why they're able to charge lesser fees. So, there. Then, in Dragonfly naman, we have partnered with Manulife Investment Management as our provider of UITFs. And they offer a lot of UITFs catered for each type of investor. So, for example, conservative investor ka na medyo takot na mawalan ng pera, and you don't really want to take risks. So there's a fund for you, right? You can invest in the Manulife money market fund, which has returned 5% net of fees for the past 1 year. And it's actually the best performing money market fund in the country. Then if you're more of a moderate type of investor, you're parang sakto lang yung risk profile mo. You don't want to risk too much, but you don't want to risk too less rin naman. So you can invest naman in the Manulife Asia short duration bond feeder fund. So it invests naman in Asian bonds. Tapos, if you're more of an aggressive type of investor and gusto mo all stocks, di ba? You don't want bonds, you don't want money market. Gusto mo risk on, di ba? Equities lahat. You can invest in the Manulife American Growth Equity Feeder Fund, which actually tries to outperform the S&P 500 index. So next. Now, you might be wondering, why should I invest in funds in the first place? So let's go over some features why funds could fit in your portfolio. So next. So first is diversification. So would you believe me that with just a minimum investment of 1,000 pesos, you can already invest in a portfolio of 30 to 100 stocks with just 1,000 pesos, huh? So that is true with funds kasi it allows you to diversify across different sectors, different asset classes, and different countries immediately with just 1,000 pesos. So example, if you buy a fund, you can have exposure to different sectors like IT, information technology, consumer discretionary, financials, communication services, and others, right? So that's the power of diversification through funds. Next slide. Then next is affordability. Like what I said earlier, you can simply invest with just 1,000 pesos to begin with, right? So for example, if you want to invest in the PSCI or the 30 biggest companies in the Philippines, if you were to manually buy each of the stock in the PSE, it would actually cost you 101,309 pesos based on their minimum board lot. So if you are a beginner investor tapos nakita mo to, 'di ba? Parang what I need that much money to invest in the 30 biggest companies, 'di ba? Parang ma-intimidate ka agad, 'di ba? Then you'll see na ay masyadong mahal mag-invest, 'di ba? Tapos you'll probably forget about investing the forever, 'di ba? So, on the power of funds naman is with just 1,000 pesos, you can already invest, 'di ba, in the 30 biggest companies. So, ayun. So, next. So lastly naman, the great feature about funds is they are managed by professionals. So like in my earlier Barkada example, so these are the man in finance, right? So if you're busy at work, tapos you don't really have much time to monitor your investment, you can simply invest in funds, then let the man in finance or the fund managers do all the work for you, right? So there. Next slide. So now that you have an idea what stocks and funds are, now you would ask yourself, how should I invest now, right? So let's discuss that. So let's start with stocks. So we have a separate strategy for stocks, and then a different strategy naman for funds. So for stocks, we prefer to invest in dividend-paying stocks. So why? Because currently the BSP is actually in a rate cut regime. So, which means that the interest rate on your bank savings sooner or later, diba, it's gonna drop, right? And given that most of you are from a savings background, right? You're definitely yield seekers, diba? So once you see the promo in the digital bank na 5% or up to 12%, diba? Parang na-entice ka, diba? So you can also have that same mindset with dividend stocks because in the PSE, there are a lot of stocks na mataas yung dividend yield like 6% above, right, with the REITs, right? There's still a lot of very high yield dividend paying stocks in the PSE right now. So there. And another thing that the tax benefit. So when you invest in savings, you actually get taxed 20% withholding tax. So that's pretty high, right? So when you see the promos of 5%, in reality, you're getting only 80% of that because 20% goes to withholding tax. So dividends naman, you also get tax, but you're only taxed 10% na dividend tax. So that's half of the withholding tax. So there are some advantages of being a dividend investor rather than simply placing your money in savings. So next. So when investing in dividend stocks, we employ what we call the dividend harvest strategy. So in this strategy, what we do is we shift our focus away from capital appreciation, but simply accumulate dividend paying stocks that will keep on increasing their dividends year after year so that you can have a dividend snowball effect. So next. So here is a table naman of how the dividend per share of the most successful companies in the PSE grew over time. So imagine mo yung dividends ng BPI, it grew from 1.53 pesos per share in 2009 to 3.96 pesos per share annualized this year, right? So that's actually a 6.52% compounded annual growth rate. So that's actually beating inflation. And if you're already impressed by BPI, that's not even the most impressive one. So look at ICT or International Container Terminal Services. Na it's actually run by one of my most favorite billionaires in the country, Enrique Razon. So in 2009, its dividend per share was just 40 centavos per share. Ha? Tapos fast forward to today, it's actually now 9.35 pesos per share. So if you get the CAGR of that period, it's 23.88%. So every year, tumataas yung dividends mo by 23.88%. Di ba? Ang laki nun. Grabe. So now, my question to you naman is, in 5 to 10 years, will these companies not grow? Di ba? Parang malabo yun, di ba? They will, di ba? Most definitely. Now, imagine naman how big your dividends will be in 40, 60 years time. Because let's say BPI, di ba, 6.53% CAGR. If you started young and you have 40 to 60 years pa before you retire, just imagine how big your dividends will be, na, di ba? So that's why time is your greatest asset, right? And if you start early and you keep on adding to it, di ba? Your dividends will probably grow so big na you can live off your dividends na, di ba? Di ka na aasa sa pension ng SSS, right? Because your dividends, di ba, it's able to beat it by such a large margin. So that is the goal of this strategy. Next. So here's a picture naman, just to illustrate how the dividend harvest strategy works, di ba? So what we'll do is we'll just keep on accumulating dividend paying stocks on a regular basis, di ba? Tapos when we get the dividends, I know you might get tempted na withdraw, di ba? Or spend it, di ba? No, try not to withdraw your dividends as much as possible. What you will do is, once you get dividends, ibalik mo sa investment mo. So you'll reinvest the dividends so that your dividend income stream becomes bigger and bigger. Na sobrang laki na, tapos it's overflowing, di ba? It's overflowing enough to pay all of your living expenses. So that's what this picture represents. So your dividend income stream, it will just keep on growing and growing. Tapos one day, mag-overflow na. Tapos, wala, you can say na, I can retire na, di ba? Kasi you have on the bond, di ba? Ganun. So, there. So just a recap of what this picture says. So you will just accumulate dividend paying stocks, and once you get dividends, you just reinvest them so that your dividend income stream will grow so much that it will overflow and pay off for all your living expenses. So next. So let's go back to what we were talking about, the most impressive dividend grower, which was ICT. So for us in Dragonfly, this is the gold standard. And on a daily basis, we're trying to find the next ICT, right? The next dividend king that will keep on increasing its dividends. So let's look at its performance. So if you invested in ICT back in 2003, so back in 2003, I was still a baby, around 2 years old pa, di ba? So if you invested 100,000 shares at 2.66 pesos per share, today that would be worth around 40 million pesos if parang hinayaan mo lang, you didn't reinvest your dividends, di ba? You simply bought and hold, di ba? Buy and hold for like that long. It would be around 40 million pesos. But if you reinvested your dividends, di ba? It would be around 66 million pesos. So, ang laki ng difference, di ba? So, that's a 26 million peso difference of simply buy and hold versus buy, tapos keep on reinvesting your dividends, di ba? So, that shows the power of how important it is to reinvest your dividends so that you can compound your investment returns. And fun fact, ICT has been such an amazing performer that in this same time period, ICT actually outperformed all the stocks that were part of the S&P 500, except for one stock, only one stock. So what do you think it is? How about you, Aaron? What stock do you think outperformed ICT? Only stock in the US that outperformed ICT in the same time period.
If I were to guess, I'd say it's Apple.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Yeah, you know na because I told you it's daya mo. So yeah, it's only Apple. Out of all the stocks that were part of the S&P 500, only Apple outperformed ICT in terms of total returns in the same time period. So there. Next. So aside from ICT, diba, like what other companies can we invest in, right? So if you were to ask me, I would just simply invest in what I know, right? So think of the monopolies and oligopolies that have increased their dividends over time. So mga companies like PLDT, Meralco, Petrobank, di ba? So how I would view it is ganito. In the next 5 to 10 years, do you think Filipinos will text all or use the Wi-Fi less? No, di ba? Parang malabo yun, di ba? How about in the next 5 to 10 years, do you think Filipinos will use less electricity than now? No, di ba? Kasi ngayon nga may power shortage, di ba? So how could Filipinos use less electricity, di ba? Then in the next 5 to 10 years, do you think Filipinos will use less banking services, di ba? I know, di ba? Because as businesses expand, they'll just keep on borrowing money so that they can leverage, right? So that's the point, di ba? May moat sila, di ba? Very protected yung dividend safety nila and growth. So those are the companies you want to keep on investing in to collect dividends and reinvest them so that they can compound your investment. So next slide. So that was the strategy for stocks, di ba? So for stocks, we go for the dividend play. So how about investing in funds naman? So our strategy here, medyo iba. So our strategy here would be more towards capital appreciation. So next. So when we talk about capital appreciation, we will focus on global exposure. So specifically, we want to invest in funds na may global exposure since that has more opportunity for capital appreciation. So specifically, the US market, which has been dominated by momentum investing rather than dividends. So yung mga funds with US exposure provide investors with great opportunity for capital appreciation. So we have very developed sectors like technology, healthcare, or even clean energy. So there. And just to add, if you notice for the past 10 years, diba, the PSCI, it has been sideways lang for 10 years. It hasn't gone anywhere. Diba? Only lately, medyo parang ito na, diba? So we hope. But for the past 10 years, if you were holding an index fund, probably flattish returns lang. But if you look at the US market, diba, it's actually been on a tear, right? All-time high lagi. So that's what we want to show. So the PSCI, it has a tendency to go sideways. Pero while you're waiting for the PSCI to go up, at least you're collecting dividends, di ba? So wait, I'll drink more water first. Okay, excuse me. So, then US naman, di ba? Since momentum investing, di ba? So, the goal talaga, the focus there is really price appreciation. So, there's really two different ways to skin the cat, right? So, PSE more on dividends kasi tendency to go sideways. Then US naman, you play the momentum going up. So, there. Next. So, how do I invest globally naman? So, easy, diba? Through our mobile app or through Dragonfly Mobile, right? So, as I said earlier, we have partnered with Manulife Investment Management as our provider of UITFs. X. So, here are some of the funds that I would recommend so that you could consider adding to your portfolio. So, first is the American Growth Fund. So this tracks at the very least or tries to outperform the S&P 500, right? So this invests in the 500 largest companies in the US, and it's actually part of various sectors, right? So you would be investing in companies like Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, or Morgan Stanley, right? So it's diversified. So you have some tech stocks, you have some energy stocks, then you have some finance stocks. So there. It's, so I know that the past performance is not indicative of future returns, but let's say you invested 50K at the start of the year. Today it would be worth around 16.5% up, or you would earn around 8.2K, right? So here, that's the performance year to date for this fund. Next. So here's another fund naman. So if you're more your risk profile is a bit higher, di ba? I would suggest investing in the Manulife Global Tech Fund. So this actually invests in companies investing in AI. It's not limited to companies in the US. It invests in companies investing in AI globally. So it could be from other countries rin, but mostly US siya. So you would be investing in companies like Nvidia, Broadcom, Google, ServiceNow. So this is really for people who believe that the AI revolution hasn't ended and that we're just at the beginning, right? So there's still room for growth in the AI space. So if you believe in that, this is the fund for you. So next. So here naman is the NAV2 chart of the Global Tech Fund. So year to date, it's up 19%. So yeah. And just to summarize, our suggested strategy for stocks is to invest in dividend-paying stocks and focus on the dividend stream. While for funds, our strategy naman is to focus on capital appreciation by investing in funds with global exposure. So yeah, that's a wrap for my part, and I will turn you the floor back to Aaron to help you get to help you know how to get started investing with Dragonfly.
Nicely put, Jared. So, Jared is very articulate talaga eh. Whenever Jared speaks, yung sweldo ko dumidiretso sa Dragonfly portfolio ko eh. Just kidding, guys. No? So, I hope you guys are all excited talaga and revved up. So, now I'll discuss how to get started with Dragonfly. Okay, so step one is to identify your financial goals and monthly contributions. So, syempre, visualize first, magkano ba yung gusto mo by the time you retire lang. So, assuming na you are going to retire or semi-retire by 65, think of that number now, whatever that number is. So, so you have to compute this number. Kailangan may gamitin tayong tool to know how many or how much of our money should we put monthly. So, next slide, please. So good for you kasi here at Dragonfly, we also made financial freedom workbook completely free. So just scan this QR code, tapos libre lang ito. This is an Excel file, by the way. So the images that you can see here, so this is what it looks like talaga. So you can download this by scanning the QR code, libre lang. And this helps you budget your salary so that you know how much to allocate to invest in the stock market also. Next slide, please. So step two is to open a Dragonfly account. Obviously, you want to open with a broker na you trust, di ba? With a broker that's reliable also. And we are the most innovative stock platform talaga that is currently available here in the Philippine stock market. And you can open and fund your account with as little as 20 minutes because we are the first and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only na there's we have a technology called electronic KYC. So you don't have to send your documents physically, pwede nang online na lang. So you just need your phone camera and then just as little as 20 minutes, you're good to go. And then also if you send payments, if you fund your Dragonfly account, you can also use InstaPay. That's why it will also reflect in real time. Next slide, please. So next step three is invest in what you know. So Jared told us a lot about common stocks, REITs, and funds, right? So based on your personality, based on your current situation, and your risk appetite, of course, you can choose now among different stocks, REITs, or funds. So next slide, please. And then obviously after you now dabble into buying your own stocks, you also need to follow Investing Club because you want to have some guidance or you want to have some trading or investing ideas with you. That's why we have our model portfolio wherein what I mentioned a while ago, we have a signature strategic growth portfolio and a dividend harvest portfolio. So yung mga yon, we issue trade alerts so that you guys know what are we buying and selling in real time. And we also have analysis and research doon. So check nyo yun talaga. So step 5 is to keep track of your dividends and reinvest them with the different tools such as the dividend screener, the price finder, the dividend calendar. Yeah, because these tools are really important because you want to stay organized para I know some friends na they have a calendar for all the dividends also as in personal nila just because they really want so that they don't miss out no kasi yung dividends na nakukuha natin as much as possible we should be reinvesting them. And also okay, so next slide please. And to stay updated with the market also. So a lot of the big savvy investors, traders out there, they are really updated with what's happening in the financial industry. No? So the backdrop, what's happening in the macroeconomic space, they're super aware with all of it. So buti na lang here at Dragonfly, there's also streamlined financials at the mobile app. So it's so easy to check how much the company is making, if their earnings are growing, and then the different financial ratios na important in knowing the valuation of the company. Also, nandiyan na rin yung mga news updates and the company disclosures. So we really want to help you guys to achieve your financial freedom and financial security. That's why we are inviting you to dream ambitiously, live ambitiously, and invest ambitiously. So back to you, Jared. So maybe they're interested already about how the app works, right? So it's a good idea probably to show them how it works and paano.
Yep. So wait, let's set up the share screen. So let's demo the mobile app. So give us a few seconds to set up. Okay, there. So we're now sharing screen of the Dragonfly 2.0 mobile app. So once you log in to your account, right, you'll see the dashboard. So this is how it looks like. So it will greet you like this, where you can see your uh basically your total investment, then what's your profit and loss. Then when you scroll down, right, you can see your positions already. So this is actually the strategic growth portfolio. That's this account that we're seeing right now. And here you can see your funds, right? So if you buy funds, it will show up here. Then your stocks will be here naman. Then you can actually, once you click on it, you can see the market value and your average cost, right? So there, then here's the total. Then when you scroll lower, you can see the investing club, what's going on with the investing club. Or if you tap it, right, it will lead you to the article, right? So here you can see our trade alerts. You can see our other articles. So it's all here, very user friendly. Then if you scroll lower, you can see what's happening in the creator circle. So you can read the articles of Mercado Mercada, which he has articles every day, every market morning, right? So it's there. You can also look at the videos of our creator circle, like Investing PH, right? You can simply click on it, then you can already watch his video straight from the app, right? So then when you scroll lower, you can see the news, right? So any news related to any PSE listed stock. You can also look at the disclosures, right? It's directly linked to PSE Edge, right? So here, so example here, FGen, DNL. So when you click on it, right, it'll lead you to the disclosure directly. So right now it's still loading. Must be PSE Edge slowing down, but essentially that's how it works. Then you can also filter it. Um, so you can filter it to only the stocks in your portfolio. So if you want to know the news related to stocks in your portfolio, it will be here. So like example, we have BDO, so it's filtering the news for BDO, right? Then here, so when you scroll, basically, yeah, all is all. So if you can filter it again, portfolio only, it will show the news only for the stocks in your portfolio. So there. So other features naman, let's go back to the home. So let's scroll up. Let's look at stocks naman. So when you go to the stocks page, you're greeted by this. So you can see the top gainers for the day, the top losers. You can also filter it by value traded or by volume. Then you can also search any stock, right? So let's say Jollibee. If you click on it, then you can get all the relevant information about the stock, right? So you can look at the chart, you can make it a candlestick chart, you can go back 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, right? You can check the overview, like if you want to know what the company is doing, right? So there, look at the news. So if there's news about the stock, they'll show up the disclosures. They're all here. Then their financials, right? You can see very visually how the company is doing. So simple metrics, right? You can see it here. So you can see Jolbee's like free cash flow. It's been growing tremendously, right? Their dividend history, so you can know if are they increasing their dividends or not, right? You can see it here. Then the foreign flow, right? So it's all there. So let's go back. So that's for stocks. So let's look at funds naman. So if you click the funds tab here, here you have the list of all the UITFs Manulife has offered us, right? So example here, the Manulife India Equity Feeder Fund, which is actually their top performing UITF, surprisingly, right? So here you can see the NAV2. You can also check the AUM. So this is the assets under management. So we can also track that here. So there, you can learn some stats about it, right? So minimum investment, like what I said earlier, is simply 1,000 pesos. So all this, yeah. Then you can even click the prospectus if you want to learn more about the fund, right? So let's actually try that. So if you click on it, here you're led to the fact sheet, right? So you can look at what the what the top holdings of the fund is, right? So it's all here in the fact sheet. Right? So let's go back to the Dragonfly app. So let's exit. So here, you can also filter it, right, by year-to-date returns, right? I mean, 1 year returns, right, or 3 years. So there. So let's go to our latest feature, actually. So let's look at signature portfolios. So like what Aaron was saying, you can invest or simply quote unquote copy trade in a way. Some of our curated portfolios or even our actively managed portfolios, like the strategic growth portfolio, right? So how it works is you click on the portfolio, then you can see here the list of stocks that are within their buy range. So if it's beyond their buy range, they will not appear so that our clients will not chase the high prices, right? We want our clients to buy at reasonable prices, right? So that's what we did. So right now we can buy Bloom and BDO for strategic growth portfolio since they're within their buy range, right? So how it would work is you simply click next if the market was open, but right now it's closed, so we can't do that. But essentially you click next and you can even edit the investment size, right? Uh, so if you have like lesser capital, you can lessen the number of shares based on the recommended allocation. So there. You can also copy our dividend harvest portfolio, right? So unfortunately, they're all beyond their buy ranges, so we're not able to buy anything for this portfolio. Then you can also invest in uh, our creator circle portfolio. So example, investing PH, right? So when you click on it, here are the list of stocks that are within his buy range, right? So C-REIT, DNL, MEG, MREIT, RCR. So there. You also have Kuya John Investing's portfolio. So there. So he has a lot of stocks here. So you can copy this. Then we also have the MoneyWise engineer, so Tita Glo. So this is her portfolio. So basically, this is a way to send market orders for all the stocks in their portfolio as long as it is within their buy range. So once you click next, it will basically send a market order for all these stocks simultaneously so that in a way you can copy their portfolio based on their current holdings. So that is the power of signature portfolios. And we highly recommend you guys to try it out because it's really cool. So there, so now let's look at Investing Club, right? So here you can see all our research, right? So you can see our trade alerts that we post. We usually post it more first in the Viber and WhatsApp group. So uh, it's better if you be part of our Viber group, right? So in the investing club, since yeah, we're more active there, and yeah. So here you can look at all our trade alerts, all our articles, right? They're all here. Then you can also look at our portfolio updates, right? They're all here. Full transparency, we show you the good trades, the bad trades. Recently, we had a bad trade where we got whipsawed on plus, right? So full disclosure, right? We're really showing everyone how we do it, and if you make mistakes, you all can see it. If you make good trades, then you can see it as well, right? So there, education also. So you have education, so we can learn about uh, a lot of the concepts. So there. So aside from investing club, you can go here, creator circle, right? So here you can look at the content from our creator circle. So you can see Mercado Bercada, One for the Money, PSU Warriors, etc. Right? You can see all their updates right here. Then next, Investors Corner. Let's look at Investors Corner. So my favorite part of Investors Corner is definitely this, the roadmap. So investing roadmap, we basically give you guys three roadmaps. So the investing roadmap, the technical analysis roadmap, and fundamental analysis roadmap, which us in the research team, we help write these articles for you guys. So here, example, investing roadmap, right? What's good about it is you have a start and an ending line, right? So start to finish. So read this article first, then that, then that. So until you finish it, diba? Then once you're done, you can move on to the next one, right? So example, you start with here, age-based investing, diba? Okay, let's say you read it all na, diba? You learned all about it. Okay, next article. Okay, I'm done reading that. Sige, next article. Hanggang matapos ko yung roadmap, diba? Then once I'm done with the investing roadmap, sige, I want to learn about the charts, diba? Sige, technical analysis naman tayo. Okay, so here my Apple pa to, diba? Example pa. So here, I read this. Okay, I understand this. Sige, charts. Okay, I know what a chart is, blah, blah. Okay, tapos I finish it. Let's say, I go through all the articles. Okay, I'm done na with technicals. Okay, I want to learn naman about the numbers, diba? The fundamentals. Sige, I look at this roadmap. Then again, ulitin mo lang. Sige, I read through all this. So parang learn at your own pace, diba? So we have the roadmap. So you read this, that, in order, diba? So you're not sidetracked, diba? You know, I should start with this before moving on to the next one, diba? You have sort of my my direction, yung learning curve mo. Hindi, not like others where parang you learn this, you learn that, mako-confuse ka lang, diba? Unlike here, we help develop a roadmap where my order, diba? My organization. So there. So that's that. We also have Pulse, right? Where you can learn about some of our articles, like our weekly wraps, right? They're here. You can read about it. All the latest news are here. So there. So aside from that, just a few more features that I want to plug. The dividend screener, right? So here you can actually filter stocks by their dividend yields, right? So they're from highest to lowest. Then you can also look at some of their metrics. They're here, right? So if you want to look for a dividend stock with growing dividends, diba, tignan mo lang dito and observe the trend, diba? So example here, 7, or yeah, PLC, this is the listed number, ayun. You can look at their dividend history. So yeah, okay, that's a wrap for the demo. So hope you guys found this very interesting and download the Dragonfly 2.0 app today.
All right. So thanks for that, Jared. So now I just want to announce that we have an ongoing promotion, especially partnered with Lemonade. So you can get cash incentives, but if you download the Dragonfly app now, you open an account and you use the referral code Lemonade, spelled as LEMONEYD. Okay, so next slide, please. So apart from getting a free upgrade to Prime account, if you use the Lemonade promo code, you also get 200, 500, 1,000, and 1,500 incentive depending on how much you deposit. Basta the amount you deposited, it has to be there and maintain it for at least 3 months. And for the first 500 users, you'll also get 50 pesos on top of that. So this is a first come first serve basis for the 50 pesos. And then the other incentives naman, depending on how much money you put and maintain. So next slide, please. All right. So now that we are actually coming to a close, it's now time for the question and answer portion. So I myself will help moderate this Q&A. So what's our first question gonna be? Okay, so the first question is, in this sort of a bull market, as a newbie long-term dividend investor, how do we handle buying REITs and dividend stocks when they have already gone through the roof beyond the buy ranges? So, Jared, would you like to answer this first?
Okay. So yeah, it's true. Right now, since most of the rates have gone up, it's really hard to find uh find a REIT within the buy range. It's very rare. And if ever it does hit it, it's like there for like 1 or 2 days before it bounces back. So it's really patience. So as much as uh you really want to buy, right? You have to resist the urge and try to wait it out talaga. Or really look for dividend growth. So what we do in Dragonfly is that once we see dividend growth, we raise our buy ranges, right? And if, for example, once the BSP cuts more rates, right, your required rate of return actually decreases. So we can actually increase the buy range. So it's really a waiting game. So once dividend growth shows, diba, it reflects, we will increase the buy range. But as of now, as long as it is yet to be seen, right? Um, I would recommend just staying patient talaga. And who knows, di ba? The PSCI is already at the 7,500 resistance level. So if mag-pull back yan, di ba, we might have our chance. So I guess really stay patient talaga and try not to chase, right? Wait for the buy ranges to get increased or wait for a pullback talaga.
All right. Ako naman, I would just like to add na if it's a bull market talaga na Jared, diba? It's also recommended to buy on dips.
Yeah.
And possibly what you can do na lang is instead of just buying the whole position, you can minimize the your position na lang. So instead buy a little bit like a third or one half of what you usually deploy also to stay invested pa rin. So our next question, okay, so congrats on the portfolio successes. Thank you, kind sir. What kind of checklists and indicators do you use when buying and selling in the strategic growth port? So, Jared, would you like to take this one?
Okay, so we have our fundamental filters to begin with. So we would only get in a stock that we actually really believe in. So that's the first fundamental criteria. And for entering, it's mostly based on technicals talaga. Uh, so I am most likely it's either gonna be a breakout, right, from a consolidation, or maybe it's at support, right, and it's showing a sign of reversal. Then that's what we do. Then for selling, right now we really want to maximize the PSCI strength. So as much as possible, we wanna trail our position as it goes higher. And another selling criteria is when it's nearing our break even, right? So case in point, right, this is plus, right? So unfortunately, right, we were at the peak, we were up like 12.5% on it. But once we saw that it went below the breakout candle and it was threatening to go beyond our break even profit, right? We had to stay defensive, right, and protect the position. Since for me, one of the worst feelings ever is that kumita ka na, pera na, naging bato pa, negative pa, right? So I would rather get it break even than to see it big win turn into a loss pa. So I guess that's part of our risk management criteria too.
Okay, for the newbie investors out there, no, trailing your position or your profit just means na as long as the trend is still intact or is still going up, you wanna hold on to your position.
Yep.
Okay, so next question, please. Next question is, safe po ba yung Samaya and Dragonfly for long-time investments? So, I I think the question is if is it safe to invest using the Maya platform also? So I think it's Maya's, we all know Maya, right? So they are a very reputable platform. So in that case, it's a very good or it's a good opportunity to put money through them as well. So the Dragonfly Lite is similar to the Dragonfly mobile app. So pero those two accounts are not connected. Kasi the Lite version kasi is used for mas beginner friendly siya. So if you're starting out, those features out there sa Maya, it's more helpful for you. So Jared, would you like to add anything here?
Yeah. So yes, it is safe, and the great thing about it is with the Maya with it being in Maya. So a lot of people they keep their money in Maya talaga. And if your money's in Maya, you can easily cash into your Dragonfly through the Maya app, right? So that's another avenue. And yeah, so it is safe naman. And the features in the Dragonfly app, they're basically you can also see it in the Maya app. So yeah, it's for the convenience.
Yep, I agree. It's more convenient yeah that way also. So next question. So thank you Dragonfire. Nakaka-pressure kasi palaging merong trade alert. Wala pang sahod.
Really, really. Yeah,
Please blame Jared for this, no? I
yeah.
agree eh. Kasi when Jared speaks talaga, yung sweldo natin dumidiretso sa portfolio eh. Sabi ko naman sa inyo. So next question. Does Dragonfly investing roadmap include basic to advanced lessons, especially for those who seriously want to learn wealth management concepts?
Yes. So like what I showed you earlier, so there's a start and an end, right? And there's a sequence, right? So you read this article, then this. So you start with the more basic concepts, diba? Then you move your way up progressively. So that's how we design the roadmap so that anyone can start, diba? Anyone, even though you know nothing yet, right? You can start with the roadmap, right? Learn about it one by one, read it at your own pace, right? And it covers basic to advanced lessons. So yeah, we wrote the articles very shortly so that within like what less than 5 minutes, right? You can finish each article and yeah, really one by one dissect each one. Yeah.
Right. So next question. Where is it better to trade?
Hmm.
On Dragonfly Lite, on Maya, or directly on the Dragonfly app?
So I guess it's really depending on your own preference. But for me, I would say directly on the Dragonfly app. But for some people, kasi they keep their money talaga on Maya. So they would most likely they would prefer it on the Maya app because they can easily transfer the funds from Maya to Dragonfly Lite. So it's mostly based on preference. But for me, I prefer the Dragonfly app. How about you, Aaron?
I agree. Well, it has its own pros and cons nga, no? So, if you value convenience, ganyan, really fast top-ups, na from your Maya account, go straight to your Dragonfly Lite. So, you can go that route also. Pero some other people, they prefer using the mobile app version instead, eh. Like some of my friends told me. So, depends on you guys talaga. Next question. Does Dragonfly plan to introduce
Mm.
global market stocks aside from global mutual funds or global UITF? Are we allowed to say this?
So it's really dependent on what the funds the provider gives us, right? So in this case, it's Manulife Investment Management. So depending on the funds they give, then you can introduce it to our platform too. So it's really not dependent on us, but what the fund provider can give us. So yeah.
That's right. Okay, so next question. What signals should we watch out for to say that this bull run is in a healthy correction or has pullbacks that are opportunities to buy? What about signals for trend reversals that we are going from a bull market to a ranging one, then to a bear market?
So okay, so for a bull market. So ideally the pullbacks should be like in my opinion, at least at most like 5% drop lang. Like if it goes beyond 10%, medyo mag-worry ka na. But in my opinion, I think mas in a healthy bull market, around 5% pullbacks in the index, in the PSEI, that's a healthy correction. And yeah, for signs that pullbacks are opportunities to buy, I guess if they're retracing back to their moving averages or yung mga previous resistance levels turn support levels, right? You can start to buy there. How about you, Aaron?
For me, I would like to add. Ako kasi I'm looking at the trend line. Eh. I think it's a 7-year trend line or
Mm.
8-year trend line for the PSEI. And we recently broke out of it lang for the past few months. So I would say talaga na these dips talaga that we're going to face, parang they might get eaten up also. So, and if it goes up, parang I don't think now we should be super in a rush to exit agad. So it depends from one's analysis and perspective, no? So do your own homework pa rin.
Yeah, just to add in here, uh, you really won't know until it's in the price. But one good thing you can look at is the economic backdrop. Because right now, basically, the central banks have won against inflation. Na eh. Inflation's out of the way, and you have rate cuts pa, plus the triple R cuts, the reserve requirement ratio. So there's really a lot of liquidity in the market, and with that backdrop, diba, like how can you not be bullish on every pullback? So that's one thing to keep in mind rin. Ayun.
I agree. So probably even though we are at the same price 10 or 9 years ago, no, the
Yeah.
economic backdrop
Yeah, you can
may
always
differ.
argue that this time it's different, right? That's so common, but talaga, I feel like it's different this time.
Sige. Okay, next slide or next question. Do you recommend trading in the Philippine stock market or would you recommend long-term investing and never trade? Great question.
So do both. Why not? Right. So like what I said in earlier, the PSEI has been flat for like the past decade,
Mm,
right? So uh if you're just trading, right, one direction long, 'di ba? Baka mainis ka, 'di ba? Kasi choppy, right?
mm,
Goes up, goes up and down. But if you're if you're dividend investing for the long term, even if the market is flat, you're still getting yields, right? Your dividends. Tapos you're reinvesting them, which will compound to bigger dividends. Plus, the companies you're investing in, they're increasing their dividend per share every year, di ba? So, even if the market is flat, di ba, there's still opportunities for you to make money if you stick to your dividend investing plan. And with trading, even if the market is sideways, there's always an outlier to trade, right? So even if the market's going down or sideways, there's always that one alpha stock na talagang tumataas or may mag all-time high, 52-week high, right? So, ayun. How about you, Aaron?
For me, I would just like to add na the more important question is, or that shouldn't be your focus. Eh. It shouldn't be your focus na where would you make more money? Is it in investing in the Philippine stock market or is it trading? The more important question is which suits your personality and risk appetite ba talaga, right? Like, feel ko, depending on your risk appetite and personality, that's what you do, not because where can you make more money. Kasi if it suits your personality and risk appetite, you will be able to execute properly, not unlike na pag hindi bagay. So, next slide, please. Okay, so what penny stocks do you recommend, especially for small-time investors?
Technically, it's very dangerous to recommend
Our
penny
boss is
stocks.
actually watching this, right? So,
Yeah, wala. We can't do it. We can't
guys,
answer.
you want us to lose our jobs? You can advocate for penny stocks here in the
Yeah, but
educational one.
say just if ever you're gonna trade the so-called Subarus or Basuras, at least go for the ones with high volume so that if ever buhusan na, you have liquidity, you have exit liquidity to get out, di ba? Unless, kasi if you go with penny stock tapos illiquid, you're the one who's gonna make the stock crash talaga if malaki position mo. So, at the very least, if you're gonna play these issues, yun mas liquid naman. So, ayun.
Hmm. Ako, if you want to know what penny stocks I want, just go get our Goal Getters program. I'm kidding. Yeah. You can't book a consultation with us just to get penny stocks from us, okay?
Yeah.
Joke lang, okay? Next question. Can we open multiple accounts with Dragonfly? Example, with just one login credential. Sample, one account for dividend investing, one account naman for strategic growth stocks.
So, as of now, no, not yet.
Yeah,
Yet.
not
So, hint.
not yet. Not yet.
Let's see, let's see. But for now, not yet.
Okay. Next question. So this isn't a question, but Jared might be the youngest investor trading champion. Wow, you guys are feeding his ego, okay? Pero
Mm.
that's true. Jared is actually super good at trading also. Siyempre, nanalo nga siya ng trading Invest Trading Cup eh, di ba?
Top 2 lang.
Top 2
Close
lang daw.
enough, close enough.
Medyo mayabang, pero medyo humble din. Top 2 lang daw eh.
Top 2 lang.
Okay, next question, please. How do we find these dividend kings slash titans? Any metrics you watch for regularly aside from increasing dividends?
Dividends. So, you want, you really want to look at the historicals talaga. So, even if it didn't increase dividends, the important thing is it's either stable or it's increasing a bit. So you really don't want to see huge declines. But there's some companies na parang minsan may 1 year na bumaba yung dividends tapos next year bumawi agad. So I would say na okay lang if you see like 1 or 2 years of declines in dividends. But as long as in the long run talaga, you want to see that dividend increasing. So there's really no perfect dividend stock except for one, right? ICT, because ICT's dividend policy, it's qualitative more than quantitative. Diba, most dividend policies like 25% of your last year's earnings per share. In ICT naman, ginawang ganito. So whenever it declares a dividend, it will never go below previous year's dividend per share. Yan yung dividend policy nila. That's why ICT, it keeps going up every year because their dividends, it's either gonna stay stable or increasing kasi that's their dividend policy, di ba? So that's why I really like uh, Enrique Razon stocks, right? I'm really bullish on them, like uh, Manila Water and ICT. So, ayun.
Hindi naman masyadong halata which stock Jared likes, no? Okay, so but ako I would like to add na just siguro I think they should be at least consistent or predictable also, di ba?
Yeah.
So you can also check. So next question. Any pro tip on deciding when is the right time to sell just to gain profit?
So, pro tip, well, it depends eh. Like, so, if nasa resistance na, edi benta mo na, right?
Yeah.
Or if it hits your target, benta mo na. Or happy ka na, benta mo na. So,
Agree.
there's multiple ways, right? Or you can say na, if it breaks the 20-day moving average, sell, right? So, there's a lot of ways talaga, but you should keep in mind na talaga there's pros and cons for every type of sell. So, example, if you sell at resistance, okay, masaya ka. But what if it breaks out later on and hindi ka na masaya? So, there's drawbacks talaga. So, uh, if you sell on strength, okay lang. But you just have to accept that if the strength mas lalong nag-strengthen, di ba? You have to accept that. Or if you wanna be a diamond hands, right? Like Camisa Plus, di ba? Diamond hands kami. Yan tuloy, we booked like a very small profit before it bounced 5% today. Pero that's parang ganun talaga, give and take. So if you give up some profits to ride a bigger trend, you have to accept na it'll be a bumpy ride. Or if you wanna sell at strength, at the resistance, you have to accept na if tumas na palalo, the you have to be okay with that. So ayun, how about you, Aaron?
Me, I would just like to add a tip that I learned from uh, a lot of my mentors and friends also is that you should also know how to sell in multiple tranches, right, Jared?
Yeah.
So one way to help you psychologically also is to not just one time buy or one time sell. Kasi by doing so, if you buy it multiple times, parang, for example, nagbenta ka kalahati ngayon, then it went up. So you have another half to sell. So happy ka pa rin. Pero for example, nagbenta ka half ngayon, then it went down. Then at least nakabenta ka na ng half. So it's a kind of a win-win situation. So it's a good opportunity talaga that you transfer your way out. So next question, please. So our next question is why Bloom and why not Plus? I think Jared wrote this article. Go, Jared.
Okay, to be fair, at so there was a point in time where we had both Bloom and Plus in a strategic growth portfolio. But I guess the backdrop, what if I were to choose between the two, I would still pick Bloom. So if you want to know why, I wrote an article on why we bought Bloom in the first place. But yeah, it's owned by Enrique Razon. Second, they established a dividend policy already, which is 35% of previous year's earnings per share. And then they have Soler Resort North, right? They just opened it. So that will start adding to the bottom line of Bloom. Then I think they have plans to open a third casino pa in Cavite, right? That's coming. So that's one that I'm really high on.
Mhm.
Then why not Plus? I guess really there was Plus went down like recently, like you could call it a crash because of what with Senator Win Gatchalian was saying about parang the regulations on e-gaming, or parang some people were overreacting pa nga, they were saying na ban, total ban. So you have that sort of regulatory risk. So that's what makes me a bit scared with Plus talaga. And yeah, but I think they're gonna announce their license for the Brazil expansion like next month. So if that plays out, then why not, right? But if it doesn't, I don't know what will happen. So parang there's more uncertainty with Plus versus Bloom na medyo mas kita mo yung future nila. So that's why I prefer Bloom over Plus. Long story short.
Okay, so next question. Next question is why do stocks price move up and down? Do we need to watch it every day? Is it different between trader and investor?
So why do stock price move up and down? Well, everyone has their reasons for buying and selling. So that's how the marketplace works, right? So when you go to when you have an auction, di ba? Parang higher, higher, di ba? Lower, lower, di ba? It's magulo, di ba? Everyone has their own reasons. That's what causes stock prices to go up. So they believe like, uy, my future yun, itong stock, so it'll go up. Then next day, di ba? They'll say na, ay, may problem ang stock na to, it'll go down. So yeah, that's just a day in the stock market, right? And do you need to watch it every day? Not really, right? So if you're a dividend investor na you just wanna focus on the dividend stream, di ba? Like what I was saying sa dividend harvest strategy, shift away the focus from capital appreciation, focus on the dividend stream, then you don't need to look at it every day, right? Then if you're a trader, I think more or less you have to watch it most of the time, like every day. Maybe like at the end of the day, diba, if you're more of a chill trader, but if you're a more active trader, maybe like silip within the day. So it really depends on how long you're willing to hold. If you're willing to hold for like the next 10 years, then you don't need to look at it every day. If you're a trader na gusto mo pag nasa resistance na benta na, edi watch it talaga, di ba? So ayun. How about you, Aaron?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in the first place, it's the reason of how and why we make money in the stock market, right? So the inefficiencies in the stock market, how people value stocks differently from one person to another. So it's how we make and on the other end lose money on the stock market. So next question. I think we are down to our last 5 to 7 questions. So
Dami.
what I think they enjoyed it. What's the
Okay.
best way to know if a fund is a good buy range is in a good buy range since they're comprised of multiple stocks kasi.
Okay, so actually it's a funny thing because Sir John was talking to me and Frank about this before. So in a fund, in a well-diversified portfolio, peso cost averaging is okay. Okay, it's okay. Kasi it's multiple stocks na eh, right? And they have their different types of risk, diba? It's a well-diversified portfolio. So peso cost averaging with a fund, no problem. I have no problem at all. But if you're peso cost averaging an individual stock, you have to do it strategically. You cannot just blindly peso cost average an individual stock, right? You have to know if it's in the buyable range, then you hit, right? So that's how we approach peso cost averaging. So pag well-diversified portfolio, no problem. Peso cost average mo lang. Pero if it's an individual stock, don't, right? You have to time it well with the buy ranges, right? So you don't even have to time it na parang technicals, right? Just follow the buy range. If it's below it, edi accumulate ka lang. So that's how we approach it. So pag fund, okay lang for me. Peso cost average mo lang.
That's a very good tip. Because the generalization talaga is just to peso cost average everything, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's like what
There's a
people
better way
preach.
to do things.
Yeah, there's a better way to do things. So I think, sorry, I would like to clarify. I think we're down to our last two questions.
Okay.
So, any advice or tips for a newbie investor who is worried about the risk involved when it comes to investing in stocks?
Okay, so start small. I think that's how to do it. So a lot of people, they start big na agad eh. Sobrang laki na. Tapos once konting talo lang, parang mapipikon sila, then wala na, they'll give up. Diba? Or parang big amount, they lose a bit, then they revenge trade, tapos doon sila masusunod, right? So if you're a newbie, start small. Start with an amount you're willing to lose, diba? Then from there, once parang kaya mo naman in volatility, then you can add more until how much you can stomach, right? Don't invest an amount na pag natalo mo, parang, di ba, di ka na makatulog, di ba? Wag naman ganun, right? So, just invest an amount na you're willing to lose or you don't need it naman right now. Parang you can stomach the volatility for like the next 5 to 10 years, di ba? So, it's really that. Don't invest something na you're not willing to lose. Ayun.
Okay, very good point from Jared. Don't invest an amount that you cannot lose, right? But I would just like to add something to there. Gusto ko lang dugtungan. Sabi ni Jared, invest what you can afford to lose. Pero I would like to add na you should invest also quite a sizable amount na yung may saktong
Hmm.
kurot lang.
Hmm.
Like it hurts a little bit. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Kasi when it hurts a little bit, you are ano eh, parang may pakialam ka. So you just can't like you will try your best to learn talaga. Kasi for example, when I invest 50 pesos or 100 pesos, 'di ba? I don't care about it. So dapat it has its own dapat may kurot din talaga na content. Just for you to take things seriously.
Yeah. And you need a sizable investment amount
Hmm.
for you to retire. That's
Yeah.
just the plain truth of it.
And the figure is going to differ from one person to another. And again, I just would like to remind na I discussed earlier, the risk is actually in not investing because of inflation. So next question. So next question is the young speakers are very impressive in their investing know-how. I learned a lot tonight. What a great way to end this webinar now.
Thank you.
Despite our efforts, so we are really happy that you guys appreciate us and our efforts in commitment to educate more Filipinos, to grow the number of Filipinos invested in our local stock market. So is there any more question? Okay, so there's no more question. So that's a wrap, actually. So, Jared, let's say our thanks. Thank you for everyone for attending today, and I hope we will see you again on our future webinars. And enjoy the rest of the day. So,
Yeah.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys. I really enjoyed.